developing the new library website was a decidedly tactical process, because Lovemore and myself and the team are basically practical people. And we tend to think that at the end of the day, when a student experiences university life, after everything, the distractions, the expectations, the pages that they actually experience and have to walk through and learn to live with and learn to manage, sometimes simple is just better. And that comes down to be practical. Remember what you were taught back in the day at high school. A lot of what we've learned getting up to this point is still actually applicable. So, let's get started. Let's have a look at these numbers. With last year, the previous fact, up until last year, that is more or less how many weeks the libraries have experienced annually. In just the 3 months that we've put up the new site, we've had about 170,000 clicks in just about 3 months. And we all know that numbers can be interpreted in multiple ways. But if you just do the math, the second number strongly suggests that we're actually doing something right with the new site. So, in the end, what does it actually mean? We are talking about the impact of what we provide on the user, the user experience. And so far it's looking pretty good. So by acknowledging, we've all been talking about students and experiences, and the libraries actually have a clear representation so far. Who's our target audience? Who are we actually here for? Within CPUT, we actually have such a diverse target audience. I mean, our students, locally, nationally, who we see physically in front of us, the distance students, those who connect with us online, they are all multilingual, multicultural, multinational, lots of multis. But the one thing that they do, or we can safely say, is that they all definitely have diverse learning modes and varying economic and educational backgrounds. So, here we're going to have a look at, what's the purpose of the library site? Because sometimes things get lost in the detail. But let's start with this. Let's briefly consider what it is you, the lecturer, does. What do you do? Just think about it. Remember, simplify. Keep it simple, simple. There's an analogy that I quite like that I've had an opportunity to actually listen to recently. And it speaks about lecturing and the bits and pieces of stuff, the nuts and bolts of what you teach, subject matter. But I think to me, the more important thing that you actually teach is the system that governs that, the thought construct, the structure of thinking, new thinking behavior, thinking skills that allows you to make meaning of the nuts and bolts, so that when they find themselves in the workforce at the end of their 3, 4, 5 years, they can synthesize, extrapolate new information, discover new and innovative ways of doing things, but ultimately come up with solutions that can be applied in the workplace and to be the correct ones. So what are you actually trying to develop and release at the end of the day? Critical, evaluative, and analytical students. So, as the library and the support service to you and to the students, what is it we do? Well, I like to think that we provide an environment that has a framework of resources, which is kind of defined really by practice. Now, in this case, that means currency, relevancy, accuracy, intelligence, point of view or peer-reviewed content, which if you think about it, actively supports and facilitates that thinking concept that governs the nuts and bolts for synthesis and application in systems data. So, with us supporting you and the students and the process, why did you decide to do what you did?
So, I get to talk about the old website. And hopefully this picture looks familiar to all of you. But I'd like to take a book out of a chapter out of Tony's book and just ask by show of hands, how many of you use the library website, let's say at least on a regular basis? By show of hands. Well, that's very good. And how many of you, by show of hands, remember something that looked like this? Okay, all right. I'm ashamed to say that's a large number, and I'm ashamed to say that we're not really happy about that because the site wasn't so good. And even though we're the ones who constructed it, we're not very happy about it either. So it was very difficult to use. It was cluttered. The menus were very long. I mean, look at the screenshot right there. That one drop-down menu just goes right off the page. That's a lot of data, but it's quite difficult. And we understand that you guys used to struggle. And when I say you guys, I also mean the students. I also mean just everybody who went to the site. So we also know that even though it didn't look so nice, we had pictures that really didn't add any value to it. It was very difficult to use. The biggest problem that most of you would have had was accessing this off campus. Trying to do off-campus access to databases, ebooks, and such, and that was a nightmare. Who agrees with me? Yeah, some hands there. Okay, good. So we know that that was problematic, and the vision to go into a digital university, to a smart university, to keep it simple, silly, or to keep it simple, stupid, is to make life simpler for you and your students. So, with that in mind, there's some more bashing we're going to do of the old site before we talk about the new site. So, Hillary?
Okay, so one of our high or most used pages has always been databases, from the old site into the new site. And that is what the databases page used to look like, if you went by faculty or A to D, E to F, right? So you'll see, remember we are online. Do we read that kind of dense documents when we're looking for something specific now because I'm on a timeline? Do we go through all of that? Title, description, next one, title, description, next one, title, description, and scroll, scroll, scroll. Okay, next it without the lists. No, we don't. And that's what we did. And like I said, it's our fault. And wanting to improve that led to this whole process. So again, the side, the grey side, there. When were you on campus, when were you off campus? If you were off campus and you pulled that up, what did you see? We used to get phone calls and emails saying, where am I now? I'm not on campus, but this is what I'm saying. Have you not paid a subscription? I'm not getting access. So just the packaging of that information, just the way it seems when you first look at it. What are we actually promising? What are we actually delivering? That is not clear. So, we did a research survey last year, and these are all factors that really pointed to why we did it. And just one thing, what we, one of the things was usage of the print collection, that we found obviously, has been decreasing over the past 4 years, okay? But there's been a steady increase from 2011 to now with ebook page downloads. So what does this talk about, what does this mean about the nature of the students? That's been coming on for how many years ago? Okay, I mean, with the previous slides, I don't think we really took cognizance of what we were saying, just by reading later. And then we asked, when you want to, using your devices, what are the most things that you actually want to access the library? And that's what they said. Guides, ebooks, 79% renew books. These are practical thinkers. Those stats tell us they don't necessarily want to always come into a physical space. They want to be made virtual because a student's life is hectic. He's busy, it is full. And there are certain things that we do for them that doesn't always have to happen on a face-to-face basis. And we can still succeed in delivering our services.
And my question for you again, raise up your hands if you've seen this site. Have you seen a site that looks like this? Yes. Okay. We thought simplicity is the way to do it. So we took it on a banting diet. You can do that with this stuff. And we got rid of all the clutter, we got rid of all the pictures, and we thought, you're busy. The students are busy. They don't have time to decrypt the website. It should be a simple thing to use and access. So what we did is, we have a simple layout, a big search box, and we started to categorize certain content. So we started looking at the personas of our users and say to ourselves, when it comes to usability and user experience, who are we actually trying to target here? So we know, offhand, we have researchers, we have students, and we have other. So the core of our target by quantity is the students. But we also acknowledge the fact that academics would like to go in and look for research content. So we started grouping things in a shortcutty kind of way, just to make things look a bit more like a menu when you go to a restaurant. You don't have a lot of time, and you want to get to what you want to get to very quickly. But we also decided, okay, from time to time, there are certain promotional things that we want to promote in the library. So, for example, we want to make sure that everybody knows about how to get off-campus access, since it was a big thing. So we decided to put up a box on the side there that says popular links, featured links. So we know about opening hours. Those are very critical, and students ask about that a lot. So we bring all the information out and put it right in your face, so you know where to go as quickly as you can. And so, as you can see, this is a much cleaner site. It is a user-friendly site. So far, this is what we believe, and we hope you concur.
Okay, so one of the improvements that we actually quite chuffed about is the introduction of intelligent filtering. Okay? We know and we acknowledge that our students are this diverse group of many. And everybody, when it comes to your learning area, you dance to your own tune. You do it your way. Right? So with the databases page, for instance, we've basically set it up so that there are about 3 ways of searching. If you prefer to search, you know EBSCO, you know progress. Okay, Science Direct is your go-to database. Right? You can type CI, enter, and bring it up. If you want to search by subject, okay, so we've got over 100 databases, right? And it's multidisciplinary. And you want to list, because you want to, hop from one to the other. Go according to subject, drop down list, counting, whichever, and pop up. Or if you're in the faculty and you want to see what databases out there that is applicable to all of my lecturers and the rest of us in the faculty. You know, budget, ROI, and all other things that also influences this kind of thing. Have a quick look at that. So we then looked at, you like academic one-file, for instance. Back to the student, social media, sharing, tagging through relevant faculty and subjects. Again, getting it out there, taking hidden resources and bringing it to the front, sharing it.
Right, so we decided to make it easy to find things like ebooks and collections because, all right, I'm not from the library, so I can't talk too much about ebook collections and stuff. That's why Hillary is here. But I can talk about how easy it is to find a book. So we know that we've got collections of ebooks. So you can find a collection of an ebook, or on the left-hand side, the right-hand side of the website, there's a big green button. So if you don't care about a collection and you know that book you want, you just go in there and type the title and you'll get the actual PDF and which the full text of that and which you can download. So we did some integration towards our old system, our database collection system, so that you can find the book individually. And that helps because now you can go into a book and tag and find it by subject or by faculty and things like that. So it makes it life easier for you.
So another thing that we found with the results in last year's survey was, students wanting to access guides, which are specifically designed to assist the student throughout his assignment and research and information searching process. And these are done by our faculty librarians. Again, the guide in certain ways, if you lost with referencing, how do you use Boolean or apply Boolean operators? That's all right there. Then we have a one-stop shop. So we've identified the databases page, the ebooks page. Right? We now have the resources for subjects page. So if you, for instance, just were interested in accounting and you want to see what is the relevant libguide that's attached to that, what is the database or the list of databases that's applicable, and what are the ebook collections that are applicable, you can go there if that is your need. Again, another option.
If I can jump right in, I mean, you know, students don't really know about the interlinking of certain databases across different faculties or different subject areas, and this helps. So all your accounting students can just go to accounting and see all the relevant information. So we've got a list of some technical stuff here that we are also improving with the new website, and some of this is phased in. But I'll just talk about some of them here. So device control platforms talks about bring your own device. So our site renders very nicely on any device that you can think of. So if you have an iPhone, if you have an Apple phone, if you have a Samsung phone, and so on and so forth, it renders wherever you are. Let me jump to the Internet of Things, because that's more fun. So we have these TVs spread around campus that you can sometimes see in the buildings, in the library, and so on and so forth. And we're working towards making sure that the website talks to those TVs. So if there is an urgent announcement, we put it on the website and it automatically pushes that through to the TV. We're also planning on engaging, interfacing with the mobile apps. So when there's an urgent announcement, the library is closed for whatever reason on a particular day, the announcements pushes through to all the devices that a student can be connected to. And we're hoping with that kind of synergy and integration, it will become a smarter experience for our users, and the campus can become a bit smarter. The point at the bottom there, business intelligence, I've got a slide to show you a bit about that. And it talks to analytics. And when it comes to analytics, we now know how many people are going to a certain database, to a certain ebook collection, to a certain page. We know where they're coming from. We know which device they're using. That will give us insights as to our user base. So if you, as someone who teaches accounting, wanted to know how many people are actually interested in accounting resources held by the library, that kind of information is now there. So the other thing that we did is the process to access a resource is the same whether you're on campus or off campus. Before it was different. And that has made it much more easier to access all the resources you can think of on the library webpage. But it also allows us to track. So now we have intelligence. So at any given moment, we can actually know how many students from which faculty, from which department accessed library resources at what time, from which campus, on what device. That will help us understand the correlation between the assignments you give your students and whether or not they're actually going to the website and actually accessing library information. This statistic is given, well, I just read out now, it was taken from the last 7 days worth of activity on the library website. And as you can see, 2,000 odd people access library resources. And there's a breakdown of which faculty, which year level, so we can know first years, second years, third years, and so on and so forth, and all those kind of information. That becomes something that we would like to think of as an introduction to a digital future of sorts. Now we can marry those analytics with learner analytics and start seeing synergies across systems and tracking behavior of our students. To, as Tony put it, find those that need help so that you can help them and get the interventions that are necessary.
So I thought it would be nice to end on a slide like this. Okay. We ran a survey after we made the site live, and this is just some of the feedback that we got from our students. Okay? And some staff, and basically some of our staff. So it says basically that it's easy to access and navigate. Okay, it's simple, not all over the place. Even a first year student is not that much computer lit before they're able to do this. Very nice layout, easy to navigate, a feel-good, uncluttered appearance. They like the categories and the quick links as well as the short definitions, because if you hover over, say, database, it actually gives you short definition of what a database is without you having to go. Okay? The one student actually came to us afterwards and personally said this, the improvement is beyond my expectation. It's very simple, much more understandable. I like it more than the previous sample. And I just thought, standing back and looking at what they are saying, it was a bit surprising, even for me. Because in today's age, the technology of things, the complexity of things, it seems the thing to do, the place to be. And I see us actually saying, you know what, for this, no. Keep it simple, keep it clear. That's all we need. So, thank you. Thank you so much. Any questions? the team taking us to the Smart University. Any comments, questions? They don't have questions, but
We actually have one question for them.
Yeah.
How many, by show of hands, like the improvement? Just raise your hand if you like it. All right, good. We noted everyone who didn't raise their hand.
Okay. A few announcements.